guys. Welcome to Mystery Vault. Today we're breaking down the 2007 movie Bhool Bhulaiyaa. So, without wasting any time, let's jump right in. So, at the start of the movie, we see a royal family living in Benares, whose ancestors were once big kings around here, but now they're not kings anymore. But they still have this huge ancestral mansion. And the head of the family was Badri Narayan Chaturvedi. But we see that Badri Narayan doesn't live in that ancestral mansion with his whole family. Instead, they live in some other house, and people only go to the mansion very rarely just for work. And even then, super scared. Then we meet Badri Narayan's sister's husband, Batuk Shankar, who came to the mansion for some work and forgets the keys there. And leaves after that. We meet Badri Narayan's elder brother's son, Siddharth Chaturvedi, who returns from the US with his wife, Avni. And Siddharth had just married Avni recently, and he hadn't even told his family about the marriage. And when the family hears about Siddharth and Avni's wedding, everyone is shocked. And Badri Narayan's adopted daughter, Radha, feels really bad about it because since childhood, Radha has been in love with Siddharth, and everyone thought that Radha would marry Siddharth. Then everyone finds out from Siddharth that Avni and Siddharth had arrived the previous night and they stayed in the mansion. And hearing this, Badri Narayan gets really angry because he doesn't like the idea of staying overnight in the mansion. But Siddharth doesn't listen to anyone and tells everyone that Avni loved the mansion a lot. And from now on, they'll live there only, and even after Badri Narayan tries to stop him a lot. Siddharth doesn't listen, and finally Badri Narayan agrees to let Siddharth live in the mansion, but with one condition, because whoever lives in that mansion has to go through the coronation ceremony first. And according to the rules, Siddharth is the heir to the mansion, so before staying there, Siddharth's coronation is necessary. And then we see a grand coronation ceremony for Siddharth. And after that, Siddharth's whole family comes to live in that house. And after coming to this house, Avni becomes good friends with Batuk Shankar's daughter, Nandini. And Avni finds out that Nandini's marriage is fixed with her favorite poet, Sharad Pradhan. And Sharad Pradhan lives just a short distance from Nandini's house. And after that, Avni learns a story connected to this mansion, and Siddharth's ancestors actually centuries ago. The king of this mansion was Raja Vibhuti Narayan, and in his royal court, a dancer named Manjulika had come, and Vibhuti Narayan was so impressed by Manjulika's beauty that he even wanted to marry her. But on the other side, Manjulika was in love with another dancer, Shashidhar. And when Vibhuti Narayan finds out about this, he gets furious. And one day, during a dance performance, he beheads Shashidhar in front of everyone, and all this happens right in front of Manjulika's eyes. And after that, Vibhuti Narayan locks Manjulika in her room and starts preparations to marry her soon. But Manjulika was broken by all this, and on the day of Durga Ashtami, she vows that whoever becomes the king of this kingdom, in the future, she won't leave him alive. And saying this, she takes her own life. After that, Vibhuti Narayan also dies in a strange way. And then big tantrics are called to the mansion, and for a few days, havans are performed, and Manjulika's spirit is trapped in one place in the mansion. After that, everyone leaves that place, and hearing all these stories, Avni and Siddharth start feeling that maybe there's some treasure hidden in this mansion. And to protect that treasure, these stories were made up. But Avni tries to find that treasure on the other side. Avni asks Nandini to steal the key to Manjulika's room door from her father. And after that, Avni takes the key and goes into Manjulika's room. And there she finds paintings of Vibhuti Narayan and Manjulika, clothes, jewelry, gungru, everything. And seeing all this, she feels really good. But because of opening Manjulika's room door, Badri Narayan gets angry at Avni, and the rest of the family members get scared. And after that, they call the village's small pandit to perform puja and try to tie Manjulika's room with sacred threads, but some old shadow overpowers them. And the small pandit's mental balance goes bad. And after opening Manjulika's room door, strange accidents start happening in the house. The servants start seeing a woman with open hair, and things in the house start falling here and there. And when all this was happening, Radha was present everywhere. And Siddharth suspects Radha, and he tells Badri Narayan that maybe Radha's mental condition is not okay, and she needs a psychiatrist, but Badri Narayan is not ready to accept this. Siddharth is not the type to stay quiet, so Siddharth tries to contact his psychiatrist friend Aditya and calls him to India immediately after that. We see Aditya reaching Siddharth's house, but hearing his actions and talks, the family suspects how he can be a doctor on the other side. We see that Aditya is not like a typical doctor. Instead, he treats his patients in a very unconventional way. When Aditya learns everything about Radha from Siddharth, He tries to talk to Radha and make her understand on the other side. After coming to this house, Aditya also learns about Manjulika's story from Avni, and Avni takes Aditya to Manjulika's room. There she starts showing Aditya all of Manjulika's things. Meanwhile, Avni sees that Manjulika's Gungru are missing, and she gets very upset. And after that, we see Aditya staying up all night, patrolling the house to see if any strange accident happens. One day, Aditya hears someone singing in Bengali from outside Manjulika's room, and the sound of dancing comes when Aditya tries to see Radha's little brother comes there, and Aditya suspects him similarly. One day, Aditya hears the sound of Gungru and singing, and he comes outside Manjulika's room and talks in Raja Vibhuti Narayan's voice. And the reply comes in Manjulika's voice, and she says in Bengali that on the next Durga Ashtami night, she will kill Raja Vibhuti Narayan. And hearing this, Aditya gets very surprised one day. We see that rat poison is put in Siddharth's tea. And at the last moment, Aditya comes and saves Siddharth, and all the blame falls on Radha. And Aditya says that leaving Radha open like this is not safe. He himself locks Radha in a room. Badri Narayan gets very angry about all this, but Siddharth and Aditya don't listen to Badri Narayan at all. After that, we see Sharad's engagement with Nandini. On the engagement day, Aditya and Siddharth meet somewhere, and it looks like Sharad is forcing himself on Avni. And seeing this, Siddharth gets very angry, and he beats Sharad a lot. On the other side, Avni had fainted. But after that, Aditya stops. Siddharth tells Siddharth that the spirit roaming in this mansion is none other than Avni. And hearing this, Siddharth gets shocked. And Aditya also tells Siddharth that Sharad has no fault here, whatever happened. Avni did it. Then Aditya tells Siddharth everything about Avni. Actually, a few days ago, Aditya had gone to Avni's village with Radha's little brother. And from there, he learned a lot about Avni's past. Actually, Avni used to live in a nearby village with her grandma and her parents. And Avni's parents had left her with her grandma in childhood and gone to the US to build their career. And Avni started living with her grandma. And Avni's grandma used to tell her stories of Tantra Mantra, ghosts and spirits from childhood. And all these stories settled in Avni's heart and mind. And she started seeing truth in all these stories. After that, slowly, Avni grew up, and Avni's parents wanted to take her from her grandma to the US, and Avni was very angry about this. She didn't want to leave her grandma and go anywhere. And one day, Avni had her first attack, and she couldn't even give her exams. After that, Avni's dad angrily took her to the US, and Avni got separated from her grandma after that. Slowly, Avni grew up, and everything was getting fine, and then Avni met Siddharth, and they fell in love and got married. And Siddhartha didn't know much about Avni's past, but after that, when Avni came here and learned about Manjulika's story, Avni felt that Manjulika's story matches hers a lot. And the injustice done to Manjulika, she should get justice. And slowly, when Manjulika entered Avni and she herself started becoming Manjulika, she didn't even realize actually Avni had dissociative identity disorder. And Avni was slowly becoming Manjulika. At midnight, she would go to Manjulika's room, wear her clothes and jewelry, and dance to Manjulika's songs. And she also wanted to take Manjulika's revenge from Raja Vibhuti Narayan, and on the next Durga Ashtami, something very dangerous was going to happen. And this time, if Avni couldn't kill Raja Vibhuti Narayan, then she would commit suicide again. Hearing all this, Siddharth gets very scared. And Aditya says that after coming to this house by talking to Radha, he understood that Radha is completely fine, and he first suspected Avni when he went with Avni to Manjulika's room, and when Manjulika's Gungru went missing. Avni got very restless, which is not seen in a normal person. And Avni had also mixed poison in Siddharth's tea, but at that time, so that Manjulika doesn't overpower Avni, Aditya put all the blame on Radha. When he tells Radha everything about Avni, Radha gets ready to help Aditya. And for Avni, Sharad was Shashidhar, because Sharad lives in the same house where Shashidhar used to live in those days. And Avni deliberately did that with Sharad, so that everyone thinks Sharad is wrong. And Sharad's marriage with Nandini breaks troubled by whatever was happening in the house. Badri Narayan calls a big personality, Yagya Prakash Bharti, to the house. And when Yagya Prakash comes to the house, he meets Aditya. And we see that Yagya Prakash and Aditya already know each other. Yagya Prakash likes Aditya a lot after that. Aditya tells Yagya Prakash everything about Avni and says that he wants to cure Avni, and for that he needs Yagya Prakash's help. And Yagya Prakash also gets ready to help Aditya In every way, Siddharth was not ready to believe all this. But one day, he himself sees Manjulika overpowering Avni, and seeing this, Siddharth gets shocked, and he requests Aditya to save Avni after that. The night of Durga Ashtami comes, and we see Aditya, Siddharth, and Sharad watching Avni turning into Manjulika and becoming Manjulika. Avni was dancing, and seeing Avni in this form, everyone gets shocked. After that, Sharad goes to Avni as Shashitar, and he slowly brings Avni to the place where Yagya Prakash is doing puja. After that, Yagya Prakash talks to Manjulika and asks her what she wants. Manjulika says she wants revenge from Raja Vibhuti Narayan. Yagya Prakash says that he will help her take revenge. But she has to promise that after taking revenge, she will leave Avni, and Manjulika also promises that once the revenge is complete, she will leave from here forever. And at this time, in Manjulika's eyes, Siddharth is the king, so she wants to kill him after that. We see that Yagya Prakash and Aditya cheat with Manjulika, and they place a dummy in place of Siddharth in front of Manjulika, and Manjulika, thinking that dummy as the king, attacks it, one after another with a sword, and after that, when she feels that the king is dead, Manjulika slowly leaves Avni's body and goes away, and Avni faints, and seeing all this, Siddharth's family gets shocked after that. We see that some time has passed. Aditya was doing Avni's therapy, and Avni had become completely fine. Avni thanks Aditya for curing her, and in the end, we see that before leaving this house, Aditya meets Radha, and he proposes to Radha for marriage, and says that if Radha is ready, Aditya's parents will come and talk to Radha's family. And hearing this, Radha also gets very happy. After that, Aditya says goodbye to the whole family and leaves from here. And with this, the story ends here. If you like this mystery, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more movie mysteries. See you in the next one.